Hello, Mr. Stole here. So today we're going to look on measurements for grade 12, and what we need to understand more here in the for this introduction, okay, is actually converting. Okay, so you will be required to be able to convert to call measuring what call units. So what you need to understand, even if we are measuring mass, we know that we have got kgs, then we have got grams. So we have got a big unit and a small unit. Okay, so if you are moving from a big unit to a smaller unit, what do you need to do? Let's say you're moving from kgs to grams. You need to multiply. You need to multiply, so you times with the conversion factor. Okay, with the conversion factor. Then if you are moving from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, you need to divide with a conversion factor, like that. Okay, so let's say, for example, here let's look at mass first. Okay, let's look at mass. With mass, let's just use another color here. So if we've got mass, we've got kg, then we have got so we've got kgs, then we have got grams, then you have got milligrams. Okay, so here when you are moving from the kgs to the grams, you need to multiply by 1,000. Okay, so and if you're moving from grams to milligrams, you also multiply by 1,000. Okay, so if you're moving from grams to milligrams to grams, you divide by 1,000. So you're moving from a smaller unit to a big unit. And if you're moving again from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, here you also divide with 1,000. Okay, so we know that 1 kg is equals to 1,000 grams. And also 1 gram is equals to what we call 1,000 milligram. Okay, let's look at something else here, which can be a volume. Let's look at the volume. Now, with the volume here, you see that we have got liters. So we can start with the kiloliters. Then we move to the liters. Then we move what we call to milliliters. Okay, so I've got kiloliters. Then we've got liters. Then we have got milliliters. Now, if you are again moving from kiloliters to liters, this is a times 1,000. Then also here, it's also a times 1,000. Okay, then if you are moving back again from milliliter to liters, you know that it's division. You are dividing here by 1,000. Then also here, liters to kiloliters, you also divide by 1,000. Okay, now so it means here, it means 1 kiloliter is equals to 1,000 liters, and 1 milliliter, sorry, 1 liter is equals to 1,000 milliliters. Okay, so another thing again, if you are to move from kiloliter to milliliters, what must you do here? You must remember that you are timesing 1,000 and again 1,000. So if you are saying kiloliter, 1 kiloliter is equals to 1,000, which is this 1,000 here, times another 1,000 to get it to a milliliter. So times another 1,000 here, then it means that our answer will be 1,000,000 what we call milliliters. Okay. Now let's check with length. Okay, let's check with the length. Length, we have got what we have when we're talking of length here. We have got kilometers, we have meters, we have centimeters, we have what you call millimeters. Okay, so on this one here is different from what called the mass and and the volume, where you are just your conversion factor what called it's 1,000, but here will change from one measuring unit to the next measuring unit. For example, here when you're moving from kilometer to meters, you know that you do times by 1,000. Then if you're moving from meters to centimeters, now you multiply by 100. Okay, then if you're moving from what called centimeters to millimeters, you times by 10. Sorry, here by 10. Then here you actually divide by 10. Then again here you divide by 100. Then here you divide by 1,000. Okay, so what we need to know here is that when we have 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer is equals to 1,000 meters. Then also here, if we say 1 meter is going to be equals to 100 centimeters, then 1 centimeter is equals to what called 10 millimeters. These measurements you are not given, so you must know how to convert. So there are certain things that you are given. I will show you what you will be given, but here this thing you are not given, you need to understand it. But also I forgot to put something here, just a ton. Okay, if you are moving from a ton to a kilo to a kg, it's also times 1,000 here. Okay, then also here you also divide by 1,000. Okay, all right. Now let's look at something new here again, which is temperature. Temperature, we have got, it's measured in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. So here we have got the formulas that you need to know. If you are moving from degrees, you are looking for degrees, you must use this formula here. And this one here will be given to you. So you just need to be able to punch in your calculator and get your answer. Okay, so if we are moving from the Fahrenheit to your degrees Celsius, you say 9/5 times what you call your degrees Celsius, your temperature in degrees Celsius plus 32. So here, this one here, you will be given. So I'm just going to put a tick here. You will be given this one. Okay, so this you will be given. What you call it, you don't need to cram it, but the rest here, you must be able to know them. Now, let's look at what imperial system. This is a system of measurement using inches, pounds, feet, gallons, and miles. So again here, this is what called something that is used, not used in Africa, but it's used, in the USA. But we know that here we normally also, if you check with the measurements of like TV, you have got what called televisions, you have them measurements in measured in inches, but the rest here are not normally actually used, are not commonly used. Then we have metric system here, a system of measurement that use meters, liters, kgs, and so on. So here, these are the ones that we use here in in South Africa. Okay, so in Africa as a whole, but we can just say here in South Africa. Then let's look at these conversions here. Conversions are involving imperial units of length and and distance. These no need to remember. No need to remember them. No need to remember, because you'll be given in the in the exam. So they will give you what to use. They will give you these conversions so that you can apply them in your in your questions. Again, also here, it also be given to you. So this is actually given. So there's no need for you to stress yourself and try to cram that 1 centimeter is equal 0.3937 inches. No need for that. Let's move on. Let's try to attempt some questions here and get to understand more of this topic. Okay, this is just the beginning. Then our next class on measurements will be on perimeter, area, and volume. So let's just look at it and see what we have in the first lecture. So Mary needs to measure the length of sliding door. to find out, Mary needs to measure the length of sliding door to find out how much material she must buy to make a curtain. The curtain material cost 89 Rand 99 per meter on sale and sold only in half meters. So what you need to understand in metal, you need to pay attention to detail. You pay attention to detail. So here you don't just read, you pay attention to detail, and also you mark keywords. So you must know that you need to pay attention to detail here, because what happens, you have got small things that you need to understand. So for example, here they are telling you that these curtains are sold per meter, but they are sold only in half a meter. So it means that if you are going to have maybe a different, they can sell you as a meter or a half a meter, not, let's say you have got 1,3 or 1,6, you can't buy such. You can only buy in 5s or in as a whole. Now let's look at the first question here. Mary estimate the length of the sliding door to be 1,5 meter, 1,5 meter long using her arm. If Mary goes to the shop with this estimate, how many meters of material should she buy? Okay, so how many meters of material should she buy? So already she have got an estimate here that it's 1,5 meter. Okay, so it means here she's gonna buy how many meters here? She's gonna buy 1,5, because already this is 1,5 and it's acceptable. So it's gonna be 1,5 meters. And again here, what I forgot also to put in here is to include units. Include units. It's not clear there. Include units. So you can't just write answers like 1,5. What is 1,5 what? Then it has to be meters, okay? How much would the material cost? Now, how much would the material cost here? We are going to multiply here, because we know that she's going to buy 1,5, and 1,5 here, we say 1,5 times, well, how much is it? How much is it per, what is it per meter? Is 89 0.99. So here we are saying 1,5 meter times 89,99 should give you the answer. So here 1,5 times 89,99. What are we getting? We are getting 134 Rand 985. So it's 134,985, which you need to round off to 2 decimal place, which will be here. So it must be 134,99. Okay, this should be the cost of the material. Okay, so some will say, okay, I am using a different method. You can say, okay, we are selling it's in half or as a whole. So you can say 89,9 plus half of that price, because of what is the cost of the 0,5 meter, the half a meter here. We are saying 89,99. Then if you punch in your calculator here, you should be getting something the same thing. Okay, so let's see what we get there. It's 89,9. Sorry. Let me try to 89.99 plus 1/2, okay, times 89.99. You should be getting the same answer, okay? So you're getting 134.99 as well. Okay, let's look at the second question here. Mary decides to double check the estimated measurement before she buys the material, and so she uses a tape measure to accurately measure the length of the sliding door. She determines the sliding door is actually 4.2 long, 4.2 long. You see here, you need to remember what they told you here. They are selling it in half meters, only in half meters. And here you have got 4.2 here. So you need to start also relating to that. Calculate the total length of the material in meters that she needs to buy. So here she needs to buy 4.5 meters. She needs to buy 4.5 meters so that she will be able to cover whatever she wants to cover here. Calculate the cost of the material. Okay, cost of the material here, we are going again to say it's 4.5 times 89.99. What do we get there? If we do that, let me see here. So let me just... Okay, let me keep my calculator this side here. So we have got 4.5 times 89.99. What do we get? We're getting 404.955. It's 404.955. So which is, we round off to 404.96. That's what we get there. Okay. If she pays with 405, how much change will she get and why that amount? So you can see that here it's 4.96 and she's paying 405. And what you need to know is that we don't have what you call a 4 cents. So here she's supposed to get 4 cents, because if you say here, if you say 405 minus 404.96, you should be getting what you call 0.04, which is 4 cents. But do we have 4 cents in the system? No, we don't have 4 cents in the system. So they must give you 10 cents. They must give you. So here, how much change? If she pays with 405, how much? Yes, so if she's going to pay, she's going to get 10 cents. Okay, so it's 10 cents. Why? Because there is no okay, so there's no 4 cents in the system. Okay, so here in the currents, we don't have any 4 cents, so they must give you 10 cents. I think you have seen that if you are buying something, if you're buying anything that you have maybe a price of maybe, let's say 200 or 199.99, they always give you 10 cents back. Why are they doing that? Because there is no 1 cent in the system. So because here, remember, Mezzo literacy is real life stories, real life problems. So that's what we need to understand. So you need to apply what you face every day. Now let's see here, what do we have? Okay, I'm just gonna place it here. The next question here is asking us, Francis Mapanele Primary School has 2 classrooms. The 2 classrooms need to be sanitized. A 25-liter container of sanitizer costs 525 rand. The school needs to buy 75 containers. So you see this is 75 containers of 25 liters. Calculate the total cost of the sanitizers. Okay, so here total cost 1.1 total cost should be equals to 575 times 75. This 575 rand times 75 containers. What must we get there? 575 times 75. We get 43,125. So it's 43,000. That's the cost there. How many milliliters of sanitizers will they buy in total? So here we are now checking how many milliliters of sanitizers will they buy in total. So we are looking at the 25 liter times 75 containers. So first of all here we need to find the total liters. Total liters. It's going to be 25 times 25 liter times 75 containers. What do we get there? So it's 25, 75 times 25. We get 1,875. So it's going to be 1,875 liters. So now for us to convert to milliliters, we know that from liters to milliliters. 1 milliliter is equals to 1,000 milliliters. Okay, so if it's 1,000 milliliters, we know that we are coming from a big unit to a smaller unit. What must we do? We multiply. So here total in liters, total in milliliters is going to be equals to 1,875 times 1,000. Then what do we get there? We're going to get what are we going to get? We're going to get 1,875,000. Okay, that's what we're going to get, the 875,000 milliliters. That becomes our answer there. Let's look at the second question here. It is recorded that Javier Sotomayor of Cuba is the current main record holder in long jump with a jump of 245 centimeters, whereas Stefka Kostadinova of Bulgaria is a woman's record holder with a jump of 2,090 millimeters. Okay, determine with calculations who is the longest jumper between the two. So here, what are we supposed to do here? Use same units. Use same units. So that's the only trick here, because you can't compare centimeters and millimeters. How are you going to know that? Because you need to use same units. So it's up to you. You want to check with centimeters, or you want to convert everything to millimeters. So let's just going to be using centimeters. So here we're going to use centimeters. Okay, so if you are to use centimeters, let's look at Cuba, JV Cuba is 245 centimeters. Okay, then let's look at K, SK of Bulgaria. Bulgaria is going to be equals to 2,090 divided by 10. Why are we saying that? Because we know that 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters. Okay, so that's what we know. So we're going now to get 209 centimeters. Okay, so the longest jumper here, longest jumper here should be Javier from Cuba. So it's Javier from Cuba. So you must state there from Cuba, the longest jumper. Now, there's another thing, common mistake you guys make is you don't conclude. Because it's determine with the calculations who is the longest jumper. You do calculations well, but now you don't conclude to us with who is the longest jumper here. We can all see that is JV, but you need to state it. Okay, you need to state it. It's very much important that you state it. You give a conclusion to say the JV is the longest jumper. Okay, let's move on to the next question here. 3.2, calculate how many feet did Javier Sotomayor jump if 1 meter. Remember what I told you? They give you the conversion. So they told you already 1 meter is equals to 3,28808 feet. So what do we have here? We have got Javier jumping measuring measured here in centimeters. So but here we're given conversion from meters. So what must we do? We must convert this in meters to meters. So we've got 245 divided by 100. Why are we saying that? We know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. So here we are going to say, what is it? What are we going to get there? It's going to be 2,45 meters. Okay. Then we are moving from a bigger unit to a smaller unit, because if you are saying 1 meter here, what is it? 1 meter is equal to 3,2808. It means that your meters is a big unit and your feet is a smaller unit. So we multiply. So we're going to get here a feet in what we're going to say 2,45 times 3,2808. What do we get there? We're going to get so it's 2,5 times 3,2808. What do we get? We get 8,03796. 8,03796. You don't leave your answer like that. You need to round off to 2 decimal, 0,04 feet. Okay. That's what we have there. Then let's move on to the last question here. Calculate how many inches did Steph Kostadinova jump if 1 inch is equals to 2,54 centimeters. So here we have got 209 centimeters, and we are moving on to to inch. So we are moving from a smaller unit to a bigger unit. So smaller unit to a bigger unit, what do? We divide. So we're going to say here it's gonna be 209 divided by 2,54. Okay. Then what do we get there? It's gonna be, let me see here, 209 divided by 2,54. We get this is how you press. If you want to change to a decimal here, you press SD. Okay, so it's 82,28. 82,28. 82,28 inches. Okay, that's what we get as our final answer. So let's look at the next question here. 3 friends bought sugar tins with different prices shown below. Which sugar tin is the most economical? So why are they economical? Is cheapest. The one that is cheap. So we're looking at the cheapest one here. Okay. Okay. So we need to find which one is cheap, and how do we get that? How do we get which one is cheap? We are going to use same unit again. So use unit per the cost per unit. So cost per unit. But now we have got different units. You have got milligram, you have got grams, you have got kg. So you must use one unit. So here we can use, for example, we can use grams in this case. Let's use grams. So you are going to convert what called everything here. It must be in grams. So let's start with A. So now with A, we have got 125,000 milligram. And how do we what called convert to grams? We know that it's one gram is equal to 1,000 milligram. Okay, so here it means we are moving from a smaller unit to a bigger unit. We divide. So we divide by 1,000. So it's going to be 125,000 divided by 1,000. Then we cancel there. It's going to be 125 grams. Sorry, 125 grams. Now, 125 grams, we want to know how much per gram. So we're going to say 9, for that. So 9, what call 5. So we're looking at cost now. So 9,5 divided by 125 grams. It's going to give us 9,5 divided by 125. We will get 0,076. So it's 0,076 rand per gram. Okay, so let's move on to the next one here. Let's look at B. B is already in grams, so we don't have to worry much. We are going to say, okay, it's 32 rand, 40 cents. Here we divided by the 500 gram. Then we see what we get. We're going to say 32,4 divided by 500. What do we get? We get 0,0648. 0,0648, and this is in rands per gram. Okay, let's look on the last one here, which is the 0,75 kg. We know that 1 kg is equals to 1,000 grams. And here we are moving from a smaller unit to a bigger unit. So what do? We multiply. So we times, so it's going to be 0,75 times 1,000. This will give us 750 grams. Now we want to know the cost now. Cost, let's check our cost, is going to be 39 rand, 5 divided by 750. And what do we get as our answer? 39,5 divided by 750. We are getting 0,5, we can use 3 decimals here, 0,53. So it's 0,053, 0,053. Let me include the rand here, 0,053 rand per gram. So we can all see that which one is cheap here. The one that is cheap is is C. So the price. So it's the cheap one. It's the 0,75 kg. Okay. So we need also to conclude that. We need also to conclude because we have shown that these are the steps to get there. And now we are saying this is actually the cheap one. Okay, let's look on the last slide here. John is preparing for a union meeting that he will host on Friday afternoon, including himself. The union consists of 8 members. He decided to make the fat cook with curried meats. So it curried means, So here is fat cook, 2 cups, plain flour, 7. So you need to read this. You need to just read this, just brush through and read this and understand what's going on. Now, the first question is saying 1 comma, let's look at 1 comma 1. John bought half kg of plain flour. Will the flour be enough for the fat cook with current means? So here hint, 1 cup. 1 cup is equals to 120 grams. So you know that one cup is equals to 120 grams. And how many cups are needed here? How many cups are needed here to make a fat cook? Is 2 cups. Can you see that? It's 2 cups. 2 cups. So we are only focusing on cups here. We're not focusing on the yeast. We're not focusing on the salt. We are focusing on the cups of flour. So we're going to say it's 2 times 120. This should give us what? 240 grams. So we need 240 grams of what is it? Of flour. So then we have got you put half a kg, half kg is 0.5 kg. Now we know that 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams. So we need to convert to grams. So it's going to be 0, we are moving from bigger unit, remember, to a smaller unit, 0.5 times 1000, which is going to give us 500 grams. So the question is that, will the flour be enough? Yes, it will be enough. Enough. So why are we saying it's enough? With the 500 grams is more than 240 grams needed. Okay, that's what we have then. So you've given your answer fully. It's you've explained well that you are communicating. Remember, Mercedes, you must be an effective communicator. You must communicate effectively, because these questions are the details matters most. Now let's look at the convert the frying temperature of 350 degrees to Fahrenheit. The following formula may be used. So we have got the Fahrenheit. We have the formula already. Now, what must you do now? You are going to say, okay, my Fahrenheit is going to be equals to, in bracket. Let's use another color here so that we can see. So in bracket here, we have got 9/5 times the temperature in degrees Celsius is 350, okay, over 1 plus 32. So let's see what we get there. Let's see what we get there. We get it's fine. I'm gonna learn here. Okay, let's have our calculator this positioned here, and let's punch out what we have. So we have got a bracket. You open your bracket. We have got this fraction here. We put your fraction, then 9/5. Okay, you timesing with 350 over 1. So you can see that. Then you close your bracket. You add 32. So you must learn to punch your calculator, guys. That's another thing again. So you use brackets. Don't just punch. Use brackets to get your answers nicely. So it's gonna be 662. 662 the Fahrenheit. Okay, now let's look at the last question. John fries the fat cook for 30 minutes. If he puts the pan in the oven at 17 minutes to 9, at what time must he take them out of the oven? So you are adding 30 minutes here. You are adding 30 minutes. So when you're adding 30 minutes, you can do this easily here, because you can say we have got 0.08 is a time. Let me just use this different color here. So it's time here. We're going to say 08:43. What are we adding? We're adding 30 minutes. So now when you're adding 30 minutes, you say 43 plus 30. What do we get? 43 plus 30, you get 73. 73, and with 73 is 1 hour, 13 minutes. So here you're supposed to add 1 hour here, and you'll be left with what? 13 minutes. So here it's it's gonna be 0, 9, what called 13. So our time will be 13 past 9. That should be what called the answer. Okay, guys, thank you so much. This is the end of our first lecture. Let's meet in the next lecture. Okay, so I've left some questions here for you to practice. You can practice with these 2 questions here, and actually send the answer. Just a hint here, because you are converting kilometers of distance. Let's say here you have, let me just read this. JP will win a cycling club if he is able to log at least 600 kilometers of cycling distance in 8 months period. He cycles the Vineyard race in 770 miles, the Ocean to Ocean race 130,000 yards, the Karoo Fun race in April in 888,500 feet, and the Charity Fun sprint in June 5,832,154 inches. Now here with these conversions that you are given here, we are asked to calculate everything here should be converted to kilometers. So you must know something here. You use what you are given here, and to use what you are given here, for example, let's look at the last one, which is the inches. The inches is 1 inch with centimeters. So what must you do first? You must have inch converted to centimeters, then converted to meters. You can then able to convert it to your kilometers, or you can just say your inch, to centimeters, then from centimeters straight to kilometers. It's up to you. Then we know that here you are moving from a bigger unit to a smaller unit. So moving to a bigger unit to a smaller unit, what must you do? You multiply. Okay, so then here, because here you are multiplying, then for this one here, because it's smaller unit to bigger unit, now you need to divide. So that's just a hint for you. Then also here you must divide. That's what we need to know. So this is a hint for the charity fund, and you must also do the rest in the similar way. Until next time, guys, thank you so much. You can submit this work to the WhatsApp number that we have on the first page there. Thank you so much.